and even the period where obviously we were in lockdown and the center was closed, so all I was doing was, as much as I could training wise, here in the living room. I just missed being outside, being on courts. It's a very I guess pleasing environment to be in, to be able to be in fresh air and to be outside and to physically move your body. And it's a very addictive thing, and obviously I've grown up in that environment, and so to not have that and not have the option to go and be outside and play, that was quite difficult. So when that came back, I was very grateful and learned about myself. But that is something that I think need for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess for us on the women's side, we're in the unfortunate situation that obviously for us, September and October, and some of November is very heavily in Asia, especially China. And so when that got cancelled, it was always going to have a massive effect on what's available for us to play. Now, I know, they are trying to relocate tournaments for 1 year only, or kind of just bring opportunity as much as possible to Europe. But it's always going to be an uphill battle, because it's just the nature of what our season looks like, and that's why it's obviously very different to the men. I think the men have a lot of opportunities still in Europe, but because they already had those, that's kind of what their season already looks like. So we got the short end of the stick there, but that's just I mean, the reality of what we have going on in the world. So I mean, and in terms of next year, I think for sure, I think there's a very, very big kind of wishfulness and hopefulness that come January 1, 2021, everything's going to be normal. And unfortunately, it's not the case, and it's going to be very difficult and very different for a long time, possibly for the rest of my playing career. But hopefully in time, not just tennis, not just sport, but everyone will find a way to come through this, or live alongside it, depending on kind of what route this kind of period of time takes, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was watching quite a bit of Netflix. Just watching some shows and films, and what was actually quite fun, that they had a bit of a games area in New York, and so I was playing a little bit on the golf simulator, and a little bit they had a basketball game, so I did a bit of that as well. And so that was basically it. I mean, I think kind of what happened with them was, I mean, incredibly frustrating, but it wasn't just them, it was also, we had Paya and Guido, I think it was the week before, during the Cincinnati week. So I think it's just one of those things that we know it's a possibility, it could happen, and everyone is doing their best for it not to happen. But I guess by going to a tournament, you essentially take responsibility, and that it's a possibility, but obviously taking all precautions at the same time to try and make sure that it doesn't happen. I think it's kind of like New York for me a little bit, obviously. Like in New York, in Paris, I usually rent an apartment where I've stayed for years now, and obviously I'm not able to stay there, and so it's a very, very different French Open that I'm going to right now. And so I think it's just going to be a bit of an adjustment, and just a bit of a kind of change in mindset, but I am looking forward to it. It's another chance to play. I'm looking forward to going back on site. I'm sure I'm going to have really nice memories come up as well from last year, which will be nice to feel and nice to kind of be amongst. So I'm looking forward to it overall. It's where you have really good memories of playing well, of reaching some success. I think that can only kind of give you energy, and obviously in an environment which will take a lot of energy, it's nice to be able to kind of try to absorb that and use that to kind of fill me with good feelings.
Yeah.